dedicate this to the chocolate chip, chitlin cooking, cocoa pop, collard green eating woman or man. May this melt in your mouth and not your hand. Oh yeah, let me introduce myself. I am the T-shirt man. Today I present to you ThinkABTit Video Magazine. For all those who remain in the struggle, may it motivate your heart and empower your mind, so no longer will you be left behind. Man, I pray y'all feel this, or at least think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Hey man, this your boy Shaka right here, kicking it with Think About It, man.
Now, before I present this video to the world, let me give a shout out to the last poets. Thank you, gentlemen, for your inspiration. Now allow me to provide you with a little information about me and what I stand for.
Where are all my swag soldiers at? Yeah, now keep it real now. Yeah, now keep it real now. Attention. Yeah, now keep it real now. Give me a roll call. Sound off. Keep it real. Yeah. I call the swag. I can still see my father tilting his fedora hat with shiny squares around the trim at a 90-degree angle to the side of his head. After sitting down in his chair, he would cross one leg over the other and lean to the side. Next, my father would raise his hands simultaneously, as if the director's symphony orchestra. Slowly and softly, he would merge his hands together and rest them at the top of his knee, laid back in his chair like an original gangster. My father would then smile, look around and take in all the little things in life. Superficially, my dad had swag. He presented himself as cool, calm, and collected, with the physical appearance pleasing to most women's eyes. My father's clever, polished conversation picked the combination locks of many women's hearts. He had a nice car, nice clothes, and a good job. He was the latest and greatest model of his era's black man working BMW. Like a gifted runner, my father wrote upon the tablet hearts of those individuals with whom he came into contact. But this facade that my father had learned to portray in public was not the man my sister and I knew as his children behind the closed doors of our home. When the storms of life hit, my father's superficial tranquility quickly faded into unpredictable turbulence. During those times, I had to rely on my imagination to continue to see my dad as cool. I didn't understand why he couldn't flaunt his laid-back confidence consistently. I instinctively knew, even as a young boy, that I needed a deeper, more authentic swag from my father. So in my immaturity, I created a superhero image of my dad in my head. The reality is that my father fell from grace in my eyes early on. I believe his shortcomings stem from not dealing with past pains deep within himself, which drove him to reject his true self and look for acceptance from others. No doubt you know someone like my dad, someone who appears to have swag but whose demons have not yet been conquered. Still, I have chosen to salvage and preserve the healthy characteristics of swag that my father did embody. This book is a story of my conscious decision to pick up the torch of responsibility and continue on the legacy that my father started before me. Superheroes. It was 1993 when the beautiful Mariah Carey came out with their song, Hero.
The song lyrics begin with "There's a
hero." If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. Individual definitions of the term hero may differ from one another, but I am sure most of us can agree on some of the principles for which a hero stands. A hero usually embodies strength, courage, and the ability to make a difference in the lives of others. If you, like me, have dreamed of a superhero coming to your rescue, I have news. The hero that we have dreamed about is the hero you and I are supposed to be. Most of my life I searched for my own personal superhero. not realizing that the superhero was staring at me in the mirror the whole time. I just had to search my heart and discover the superhero that was already within me. I believe that everybody at one time or another is meant to be a hero. We may not all be in the public eye or wear a big S on our chest, but each individual's role in this great play called life is just as significant. It is vitally important that we play our parts to the fullest and stop trying to play the parts of others. We will never be truly free until we are free to be who we are destined to be. What is swag? An outward presentation of swag or coolness can get you only so far in life. As with my dad, sooner or later the clothes, the walk and the talk come up short. Authentic swag has almost nothing to do with the language you use, the clothes you wear, the car you drive, your income or your position in life. While money may be a byproduct of authentic swag, everyone who possesses money does not possess swag. Authentic swag is not achieved only through a physical means, but also through a spiritual process. And it is for that reason that so many people settle for the superficial version. But authentic swag is a potential giant that lives deep within each and every one of us, just waiting to be awakened for battle. I believe that swag is found in that intense passion and drive that we have all felt about something or somebody at one time or another. Swag emerges when a team of football players has triumphed with the Super Bowl championship after giving all that they had within themselves to arrive at the top of their game together. Swag can result from the process of wrestling day and night with a flood of thought, finally pouring your entire soul into a written manuscript that hopefully will contribute something to the world. A single mother experiences swag when she witnesses her child graduate from college at the top of his class, knowing that her sacrifices made his education possible. President Barack Obama might say that the feeling of swag is walking into the White House that was built on the back of African slaves, full of confidence about how his team will move America forward, with white Marines saluting him for his historical accomplishment. In order for us to be the superheroes that we are all destined to be, we must be willing to give ourselves to our reason for being here. I firmly believe that each of us has a mission to fulfill for the good of humanity. Our reality may not be all the glitter and glamour, but the impact of our presence in the world is still of great importance. And it is in this giving of ourselves that we find ourselves. We discover true coolness. We embody authentic swag, power and influence. One of the reasons many people want swag is because it promises power and influence. But only true iron can sharpen iron. We can sharpen or shape the views of others effectively only when we have been true to ourselves. In the movie Notorious, the legendary Sean Puffy Combs, now known as P. Diddy, said in order for us to change the world, we must first change ourselves. India's spiritual leader Mahatma Gandhi said, "You must be the change you want to see in the world." While running for president, Barack Obama inspired millions when he said, "We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." No genuine change can ever happen in our lives without true challenges testing our lives. Musician Peter Tosh said that everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Iron can only become iron by first being tested through different temperatures of fire. But the fear of giving up our own personal comforts has immobilized so many of us from doing great things with and through our lives. Yes, blood, sweat, and tears are the fare that we must pay to fly like an eagle with swag. Swag always requires us to give a little bit more than expected. The smallest details of our own individual lives can make the biggest difference in another person's life. Small hinges swing big doors, so it does matter how we carry ourselves. Right now, there is someone watching you who needs inspiration from your swag.
Hey, thanks for joining us today as we have random conversations on topics that impact our communities. Let's start with the Doc Bookshop, located in Funky Town, Fort Worth, Texas, that is. Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you think that most men are not rewarded with good women these days? Why do they? There's a lot of women that are getting. You don't agree with that? You think men are getting good women based off of them? Really? Where are they at?
I believe there's a lot of happy men out there with their women. Hello?
No. Let me repeat the question.
Yeah, I'm not understanding your question.
Today, according to today's
standards... Oh, no, don't put me on camera.
According to today's standards, a man with swag usually has the bling. But it doesn't seem like the more certain women only choose certain types of men according to their status. Does that mean they don't have swag?
I don't agree with that.
You don't? What's
I know too many sisters with men who ain't got money. So.
How you doing? So, go ahead, take your cussing it out. Because I'm really curious. That
I should be the last person you
how do you define swag? I know you're familiar with the word swag, right? What's your definition of swag?
That's a good question because I don't really know what that
word. Let me say.
Okay, when I hear the word swag, I think of a person's totality. I mean, it includes their personality, how they carry themselves, how they feel about themselves. It defines their perspective of themselves.
So can you be in
And so women like men with swag. And when they say that, they mean the man got to be confident. He needs to be a leader. He needs to be secure. You know, he just needs to be comfortable with himself.
I like it. So what if you in a hoopty? Can you still have swag?
Oh, yeah, because remember, like Michelle and Obama, I mean, their story.
Yeah.
Well, President Obama.
Yeah, yo. Oh, you might know her personally, though, so I ain't mad at you.
No, we got to be careful of that, because a lot of people just, say Obama like they know him, he's the president.
And that's real deal. That's real respect.
Like the first lady and the president, I mean, she gave her story about, how he started, and now look at him now. So she recognized his swag, because he has potential, it's a lot of stuff. So it's not just about the bling bling, and believe it or not, a lot of women are not that shallow.
Can I just ask one more question? I'm going to leave you alone. Why does it seem that most of the men that are being rewarded, though, it's a whole totally different definition of swag that's being rewarded by the women?
Okay, I don't know what the award show you're watching, but I just don't agree. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that.
I mean, okay, go off the media. You
I
don't see,
have a lot
are they
of
showing brothers that are
problems
making a
with the
difference,
media.
or are they showing brothers that are blinging?
The media is designed for a lot of things, so I don't know if we should really base our perceptions and our reality off of the media.
I know, but you know a majority of people do. This is how
I think a lot of people realize how tainted the media is.
Yeah, but isn't this how we market our stuff, on the way of thinking what we think is important? If I was to market,
what you're doing is how we should be marketing. Media doesn't do that. Media is trying to portray a certain image and look for a certain reason.
And if they weren't getting any kind of benefits from it, they wouldn't continue to advertise that way, correct?
Who are they?
You can
the media folk? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the media folk. I'm saying if it didn't work, if they weren't getting any return on their investment,
right,
and getting the response they were looking for, wouldn't they just continue trying to market that way?
Well, if you continue to bombard, eventually, people are going to.
So it works.
To a certain extent, but again, it's media.
Right. So
I mean, that's
my
not
question
reality.
is again, back to the original question. So why do you think they're using? If it's not being accepted, why do you think they're using this? Aren't they portraying that you're being rewarded?
What are you saying? What are you really saying?
No, what I'm really saying.
With the bling bling get the women, and the women that you see on TV,
do
you think that's your average woman?
A person, if a real woman like yourself is defining swag by their leadership skills, their competency, and knowing who they are, why does it seem that if that was the real deal, why is that not being portrayed by the media then?
Because you and what you're doing is not, eventually, hopefully you can have that avenue, but the media is controlled. I'm sorry, it's controlled to destroy a people. Okay. Period.
All right.
So that's why. But I mean, you can't look at the media, because even the women that you see with the men with the quote bling bling is not your everyday woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they
Really?
everything